What's going on, bro? It's your man Pat Caesar LLC, mobile mechanic and roadside services. And right now I'm working on this 2015 Chevrolet Malibu. As you can see in the picture right there, that is a blown axle. Figured I'll make a quick video on owning your own repair shop while I work on this car. Try to get it so you can see me and see that. It's gonna be a little hard, but warranty work. I just got done spending a whole day doing warranty work for a customer, and this is also how to take off a CV axle. For a 2015 Chevrolet Malibu, I hope the camera can catch all this. I'm trying my best, but you need to take off the caliper. Before you do that, compress the caliper piston. Loosen up the caliper bolts, and then I was gonna take the whole assembly off, but I don't have to, so I'm just gonna hide the caliper up there. But either way, this video is more or less about why when warranty work goes wrong, essentially. So that's what this is. This is a job, and it's no fault of the person who put the axle on. It's actually the fault of, well, in my opinion, the manufacturer for making a crappy part. This was done, I told by the customer a few months ago by another shop, and they thought that the shop had something to do with it going bad. But I have tried to assure the customer that's not what the case is. They just had a stroke of bad luck. I don't know if it's the way that they're driving or what it is, but for whatever reason, this is the second axle that they've went through in the course of a few months. So warranty work sucks because it's not always your fault. And if manufacturers don't make products good, you as the repair shop is gonna have to go back over their mistake. And they don't cover any type of labor, of course. So essentially, what can you do? You just got to eat that charge. The problem, of course, is saying, oh, just eat that charge. It's not a small thing to take in, because this is your time, and if you're getting paid like I do by the job, the last thing you want to do is come back over something that you've already done in order to fix something that should have never even happened in the first place. But it does happen quite often. I was trying to pause this video, but my gloves, I got in hardcore gloves this time, will not let me. Let me take this off. I'll be right back. So how do you avoid this? You go with the highest quality first. If a customer wants to skip on parts, depending on what it is, I just simply won't even do the job, because it takes too much energy to go back over something that should have already been done. Now, it's cool for me in this instance because I'm not the one having to warranty this. But that's a lot of times not the case, because I am the person warrantying it because I got the parts. A couple of ways to avoid this: I have customers hit me up and say, hey, I'll get the parts. So, oh, that's fine. Yeah, it's great. Go get the parts. And sometimes it works for them. Most times it doesn't. The reason why I say it doesn't is because when you run into a situation like this, you as the customer bought the parts, so it's your responsibility to get something from a reputable place and not just go with the cheapest solution, which is what most people do. So I'm going to get back to this so I can get it. I figured I'd put that out there. Warranty work sucks, but it ain't so bad. I should have made this video about how to change an axle. I guess I'll keep on going with it just in case you are interested. Instead of taking the lower control arm off, I've already taken off the center axle nut. Center axle nut, caliper, or brake piston caliper, both have to come off, and then I am taking off the shock itself so I can swing it forward and then undo the bolts for the center shaft of the CV axle and pop this bad boy out. This is 19 millimeters on the bottom here, by the way. sometimes they need a little bit of persuasion. Make sure you keep all your nuts and bolts together. You're going to need a 14 to take off the brake caliper. Alright, so once this is removed, this is the shock assembly. This is the hub assembly down here. What we are going to do is turn, actually, since it's already counter copper, get a rubber mallet and knock this out. For whatever reason, you may have to put this thing back in. You do not want to screw up that nut. It's going to cause a world of pain. Probably took it out from that side, but my game plan is I'm trying to take, without taking the tie rod ends off either, but I may have to get that extra swing that I need. But swing this down as much as possible, push the axle out and pull it out through the front, and then unbolt it from the center shaft and slide it straight out. And a little bit more persuasion. Let me go get a crowbar. I'll be right back, y'all. I'm a mobile guy, so I can't always bring everything that I need with me. I try to. Doesn't always work. I was essentially trying to get behind here and get that straight, but that's not working. So I'm going to go turn the wheel straight, because right now I have it turned all the way to the driver's side or the passenger side, and try to knock it back out some more. Matter as much in our set. Well, you're not coming out easily, so we're gonna take it up a notch and put something in between here that fits in between it, so preferably a socket of some sort, but I'm gonna use a punch and go straight through. Usually taking out this axle ain't this hard. It's a 2.5 pound hammer, punch, something that goes straight through. Just try not to mess up the threads. And once it gets in there a little bit, like it is, try to wiggle it back out. All right, and there you have it. That's your axle. Now, oh God, this thing is like melted. Jesus. All right. Well, that's not turning very easily, but that's okay. That's okay. One thing I was trying to do is not get transmission fluid underneath the car, because once I pull it out of the differential, it's gonna leak a little bit. I don't have anything to clean it up, so I'm gonna have to wait till I move the car, cover it down with some absorbent, and then go from there. But, so this part, you want to look at your old axle, or the new axle, I should say. Where is it at? There we go. Now look at the new axle and see exactly how it is. So the part that I just took out of the hub is this part. You want to make sure the splines look the same. Typically you want to grease this up a little bit. Lube is always good. But that is not the case, and I just lied. This is the side with the axle nut on it, so this is the side that actually goes inside of the hub assembly. You still want to put a little bit of lube around this portion so it slides in the splines, and if you needed to replace it, it gets taken off easier. I'm going to go ahead and take this nuts off, turn it around, and see exactly how it sits. So we got a C-clamp. We're not going to worry about taking that out. We've got to get past these splines and past this portion here, and I'm going to line it up to make sure it's about the same. I'll move the camera here in a minute. Yep, that's the same. Okay. Alright, y'all, let me move it. I paused the video on accident, but now you can see I have the axle out here. We need to take it out from the other side. Alright. Make sure the vehicle is in park. You have jack stands and such in place. I don't have a puller for this, and that kind of sucks. Hopefully I can just yank it out of here because it's already been through the ringer. I had a CV axle puller, and I don't remember where it's at. So look, I'm gonna fight with this for a minute and get right back to you guys. Alright, y'all, so I'm gonna take you under the car real quick, show you how to get this axle out without an axle puller. This is jacked up. Alright, so we're underneath the car. Let's see where we're at right here. What can you see? Alright, so this is the exhaust. It means I need to turn it this way. You cock it something like that. If my stand will let me. Well, you see right here, it's kind of hard to see where my hands at. That's the back side of the axle. You can see I already got it out, that shiny portion. So what I'm using to do this, because I don't have my axle puller, is a chisel and a 2.5 pound hammer. And basically you just want to get in here as close as you can to the back side of it and then hammer it out without hitting the exhaust as much as can. Now watch out, because once this does come out, you may have a little bit of automatic transmission fluid coming out the tranny. It doesn't take all that much to get it out if it's already been properly lubed up like it's supposed to be. So sometimes, and y'all hear me talk about lube a lot, I make like funny and sometimes not funny comments about it, but it's so important to have lubrication. It makes all the difference in the world. So that's the axle. Now as you can see, it is about out. I'm gonna go ahead and move this part of the axle over so I can have a straight shot and grab it there. I gotta put the camera down for this part. Gotta put a link up to this spider. This thing is the truth. Way. Alright. Oh, no fluid came out. Oh, I forgot. This goes to the intermediate shaft. As you can see, this is the carnage. That's what happened. And this light locked up. I don't know what happened, but we're gonna go ahead and lube the next one up and put it in there. Well, I'm gonna do this without recording it because it's a little bit more intensive. But that's how you just do the same thing in reverse. Lube up the end of the axle that goes into the intermediate shaft. This is on the passenger side, passenger front. Lube up the splines for the intermediate shaft. In the inside it has a little bit of lube, if you could probably see that, probably not in the camera. Lube up the side on the hub assembly on both ends of the CV axle. Pop the bad boy in, pull the hub assembly down, slide the axle in, pop everything back up, bolt it all back together. Should take you no more than like 30-45 minutes if you have the right tools and equipment. So I'm gonna knock this out so I can get on back to the O. I'm in Lakeland right now. Questions, comments, you guys always can drop me a line below. Like the video if you like the video. Subscribe to the channels. I'm trying to grow this channel to like 1,000 by the end of the year. So today is May 10th. I'm trying to get it. I'm only at like 100 and something, but I appreciate the 100 and something that I'm at. So subscribe to the channel, y'all. If you like the content, we got business stuff to talk about, car fixes to go on. This Pat, Caesar LLC. Like I say, visit me at CesarAuto.com. You got any questions? Yeah, man, appreciate y'all watching. Hope you got a lot of information out of this. And until next time, mi gente, mi pro mundo beneficio. Peace.